That movie reminds me of real life. That's real to real. If you enjoy the video, hit the like. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe.
Yo, welcome to another episode of Real to Real, where I go over different movies and TV shows, spoiler free of course, and I just share my opinions and thoughts and like subliminal messages that I think are in the movies, right? And today we're gonna go over a movie that is in my top 5 greatest movies of all time. And if anybody knows anything about me, I am a hopeless romantic. I love romance movies. I love the idea of being in love. I just love love. I love loving on someone, and I love like being loved back. Like that's like my thing. Like I got problems. All right, so with that said, today's movie, I'm going to talk about one of the very first. Actually, City of Angels is the first love movie that I really remember watching. Like, this is like, actually, it's not the very first movie I remember ever watching in my life, but it's the first love movie that has really like stuck with me. And there's a couple of love movies that have really stuck with me, like The Time Traveler's Wife, Mr. Nobody, City of Angels, The Notebook. Like, I can name a couple of love movies that have really, to me, really stood out. Interstellar. A lot of people don't. Interstellar is a love movie. Like, it's in love movies don't always have to be romantic between like, oh, I love this woman. Love movies can be the love of a father and a daughter, the love of a sister for a sister, a brother to a sister, a brother for a brother. Like, love movies don't always have to be romantic. That's what I mean when I say I am a hopeless romantic. I love the idea of love. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic love, but just loving another human being is like a beautiful thing to me, right? So, so let's get into the trailer, and then I'm gonna pull up some notes on my Notion. So let's pull up right now. All right, so let's get into the trailer first.
In a place called the City of Angels, one of us
Dr. Rice, 300.
is about to meet one of them.
Have you ever been seen, Cassio? Have you ever been seen like you were a man?
Come on, don't do that.
He's going.
He's not going anywhere.
That doctor in the operating room, she looked right at me.
She didn't see you, Seth. She can't see you. No one can see you unless you want them to.
And if I want her to?
What do you want her to?
Hello, Maggie.
How did you know my name?
Are you in despair?
I lost a patient.
It wasn't your fault, Maggie.
Those eyes. The way he looked right down into me.
I can't see you, but I know you're there.
Who are you?
Nathaniel Messenger, former celestial body, recent addition to the human race. You want proof? You can speak every language, you travel with the speed of thought, and you're reading my mind right now.
Stop that.
You're doing it.
Here you are again. This is Earl.
He told me.
What else did he tell you?
He worries that you never sleep, and he loves to see you smile.
I wait all day just hoping for one more minute with you, and I don't even know you.
What do you want to know?
Are you married?
No.
Are you homeless?
No.
Are you a drummer?
Seth knows no fear, no pain. He hears music in the sunrise, but he'd give it all up. He loves you that much.
What's that taste like?
You don't know what a pear tastes like?
I don't know what a pear tastes like to you.
Are you here? I want to see you.
Call you back and we talk about it. Let me call you back and we talk about it. All right. Yo, that's my favorite cousin. I can't not answer her phone calls, which is something that I really should work on, because accessibility is a part of, like, having boundaries is like a part of my healing growth journey as I better myself. But all right, so with this trailer, yo, funny thing about watching the trailer again, that part where he like smells the lady's hair. Oddly enough, I have a big thing with smells. Like I'm big on smells. Like I like to smell my person. My ex-girlfriend didn't really like that when I used to like sniff her all the time. That's like a little too much to share, but whatever. It's never too much. You and me, we connected, we're bonded. That's why you're watching this. All right, so what is this? Let's go right here. Boom. So let's do this thing. I wrote some notes on City of Angels. This is again my favorite love movie of all time. Okay, so in which case, this movie to me is the very definition of life, of being alive, of love, of what love is and what it represents. And like in the scene where he's like, oh, he could give it all up for you. Like, love movies are so... Okay, so every person has their own angel, but the movie makes it so it's a limited amount of angels, which is true. Which, I mean, this movie's from what, 1998? So, like, they're not trying to hire a bunch of people, you know, that just don't make sense. So I could get it. I can understand that. The angels sing the praise of God every day, which is something that every single spiritual book says, that angels sing the praise of God every single day, nonstop. That's literally basically all that they do. That's what the trees do. That's what the animals do. That's what everything on this planet does. And we as people, technically, we should be singing the praise of God all day, every day as well, right? So when he says that he can hear singing when the sun rises, that makes sense, because what they're hearing is the angels singing the praise of God every single day, right? So in which case, they probably hear the voice of God saying, let there be light. Because every day, every time the sun rises in the world, like, God is like, let there be light. And the angels hear it. In which case, he'd be saying that all the time, every day, because like the sun is always rising on you know, one part of the earth. Okay. Love only ends in one way. Absolutely, love only ends in one way, and that's heartbreak. Love cannot end any other way, because either the person will die before you, or you will die before them, in which case, again, heartbreak, or you will separate. You'll leave. Someone will break up with the other person, in which case, again, heartbreak. That's it. That's the only way love ends. Nothing is in our control, and that's what allows us to have a sense of control. The manifestation through gratitude, attracting what you recognize you already have, the red card theory, right? In which case, I've made a couple videos about how we all have what we want and need. We may not have it in the way that we want it, but essentially every single one of us that's alive has what we want and need. Like, literally, we already have it. And the idea of manifestation is to recognize that the thing that you're trying to manifest, you literally already have it. You have that thing, right? You just have to recognize that you already have it and then give thanks for it, and it will manifest itself to you, because you have already been living in that. You know, like the red car theory is like, when you buy a red car, as soon as you buy a red car, if you start looking around, all of a sudden you'll see red cars everywhere. It's not because the world has magically made more red cars. No, it's because your brain is more receptive to red cars. It's paying more attention to its surroundings. And so it's the same thing. If you believe you already have the thing that you're trying to manifest, then your brain subconsciously will lead you to that thing, and it will allow you to have that thing already, right? And the idea of having it in your mind before physically having it is true, because you can imagine something and feel it on the inside before you actually get it. That's like where pre-ejaculation comes from and things of that nature, right? A line in the movie, some things are true whether you believe in them or not, which is absolutely a fact, because this right here made me realize that how true that is. Oh, maybe y'all won't be able to see it. I'd have to zoom in on it. But yeah, this is like a meme that I saw on Twitter. Let me see if I can zoom in on it, because I want y'all to see it better. Okay, there we go. Zoom in. So hopefully you can see it better. But you can see what I'm talking about. And it says humans, I'll believe it when I see it. And then the universe is like, basically, essentially, humans can only literally see a slither, like a very small amount of what is in the universe, what is visible, because we can't see UV lights. We can't see, every single color that possibly exists. Like, there's a lot of things that the human eye literally cannot see. So the idea of saying that I'll see it when I believe it is kind of dumb, because things exist in the universe that we cannot see, but it's there. Like in the atmosphere floating around us is not nothing. We don't see anything, but it's not nothing. There's literally particles in the atmosphere, and that's why you feel the wind, because as you move, you're moving the air particles, and you can feel that as wind. Angels are seen by children, dying, and the ill. Occasionally, a person tapped into their full higher self can see angels, which is true. Sometimes you think, or whenever God just wants to expose that to you. I wonder if the movie is about the devil, an angel envious of men wanting what they have. Yes. So when you watch the movie, just, maybe watch it twice. The first time, watch it to enjoy it. The second time, watch it like trying to see if the character that Nicolas Cage plays is actually the devil, like just an angel envious of what humans have. Slightly odd how the lady could go her whole life never really knowing God until that thing happens to her at work, which is true, right? Because at work is when she is like, oh, I lost control, and I felt I've never lost control. Like, everything is controlled by God. We are not in control of anything, but at the same time we are. Like the movie is written. We are the actors. Our spirits have read the script. Our mind embodies improvisation of our whole lives, which is true. Like, God has everything written, but he gives us free will to do whatever we want, which is why your spirit will nudge you to go a certain direction, to do certain things. I think this movie totally radicalized my conception of love, because love movies do that. They give you a false idea of what love is, because her character to his will have you thinking somebody got to do the most to show that they love you. Right, which again, in the movie, there's a line, you saw it in the trailer, where the guy says, he could give up all of that just to be with you. And like, the idea is like, oh my gosh, somebody gave up everything to love me. They picked me. And that'll radicalize your brain, right? And like I said, this is the very first love movie I really remember. So I could see this love movie radicalizing me, making me think that someone has to, do the most and give up everything just to prove that they love me, just to prove that they're worthy of my love, right? Or that I'm worthy of their love. The movie literally says the meaning of the movie at the end, but it's asking you, as most love movies ask you, is it better to have loved and lost, or not, or to never love at all? Which is the ultimate question that essentially all love movies are asking you. Is it better to love and be hurt, knowing that no matter what, the love will only end in one way? Or is it better to just never love and never know that deep closeness to another human? Because essentially that's what it means to be in love. To feel that fear, to know the outcome, and still give yourself over to the feeling and emotion of love. Being vulnerable, being open, being willing to express your desire for another human being, and hoping and praying that they too feel that way about you. And so, yeah, this is, again, my favorite love movie of all time. One of my top 5 favorite movies of all time in general. So if you ever get a chance, watch City of Angels. Great movie. Great movie. And, yeah, leave a comment if you've already seen it. Let me know your thoughts on the movie. And thanks for watching another episode of Real to Real. Let's all remember, man, we all out here trying to do the same thing. Survive and be happy. Y'all stay blessed.